So you may be seated.
Good afternoon, Mr. French. Can you tell the jury where you live?
I live at 6 Jefferson Crossing, Farmington, Connecticut,
How long have you lived at 6 Jefferson Crossing?
since 2007.
Since 2007, have you come to be familiar with Fotis Dulos?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury how you came to know Fotis Dulos?
Fotis Dulos was the general contractor who built our house. So I first met him in 2006.
From 2006 until about 2019, have you seen Mr. Dulos on occasion?
Yes.
And you're familiar with what he looks like?
Yes, I am.
In 2019, were you familiar with Mr. Dulos? Had you spoken to him sometime in 2019?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury whether you saw Mr. Dulos on May 24th of 2019?
Yes, I did.
Please tell the jury how or where, what context you saw Mr. Dulos on that date.
I was driving home. It was between 6 p.m. and 6:30. And I saw Fotis jogging in front of my house as I came in with the car.
You saw Fotis jogging on Jefferson Crossing?
Yes, I did.
Had you ever seen Mr. Dulos run before?
I do not recall seeing him run before as a jogger.
Do you recall whether you spoke to the police about seeing Fotis Dulos on May 24th, 2019?
Yes, I did.
And did you give a statement to the police?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell the police about what you observed about Mr. Dulos' appearance on May 24th, 2019 while he was running?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the jury?
I noticed that he looked haggard. His face seemed to be in distress. It was very unusual to me, and he seemed to almost be shuffling. So it struck me as unusual, and I actually told my wife and my daughter about it afterwards, that I had seen Fotis running, and he looked haggard and old and unusual.
But you were sure that was Mr. Dulos?
Yes.
Was he by himself?
Yes, he was.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
I have nothing. Thank you.
Mr. French, you may step down.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Please state your name and spell it for the record.
My name is Michael Rose, R-O-S-E.
Thank you.
Attorney Rose, you may be seated.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Would you please tell the members of the jury, first of all, where are you from? What town do you live in?
I live in East Hampton and I work in Hartford, Connecticut.
Could you tell the members of the jury what you do for a living?
I am an attorney at a law firm in Hartford called Rose Kaler.
How long have you been an attorney at law?
Approximately 30 years.
Could you describe for the jury the nature of your practice?
Certainly. My practice primarily is litigation, employment litigation, civil rights defense, and a host of other things emanating from federal civil rights statutes.
When you say civil rights defense, who or what entity or persons are you usually representing?
I very often represent police departments, fire departments, elected officials. Our firm represents a portion of the state of Connecticut as well.
Are there occasions when you branch outside of your main area of expertise?
There are.
Let me turn now to the year 2019. Did you happen to get involved in as a lawyer representing someone in a family court matter?
I did.
Was that something you did a lot back then?
No, as a matter of fact, it was the first time I'd ever been asked to get involved in a divorce case.
And who was your client in that case?
In that case, it was Fotis Dulos.
Could you indicate, if you recall, the time frame that you represented Mr.
I represented him from approximately sometime in early January, mid-January, until sometime in very early June of 2019.
What was the matter that you were representing?
I came in on a limited appearance initially, which you can do in a divorce case. It was to assist him with custody concerns that he was having. And after a certain point in that case, everything became sort of entwined, and I entered a general appearance.
And when you say a general appearance, you said a limited. Could you just tell the jury the difference between a limited and general appearance?
Certainly. So divorce is one of the areas of law where the judicial system allows you to enter a limited appearance. And I think the court sometimes views it as a lawyer helping through certain parts of a divorce. So in this case, my limited appearance was, I believe, just custody matters at the time. There was a dispute over custody. Eventually, you can also file a full appearance, at which point the attorney is responsible for all phases of the defense or the plaintiff's case, on the other hand as well. So it's a split proceeding at the beginning, and then if the lawyer and the client choose to broaden that role, then they can.
And without getting into any specifics of what was occurring in the court, could you just tell us procedurally what kind of matters were you representing, or what procedures were you representing Mr. Dulos in during that time frame?
Certainly. As I said, it was, broadly speaking, it was custody. So there was a general concerns about how the custody arrangements were, and I was brought in to essentially help him in the custody matters themselves.